So if we had to pull up a chair to put right here for you. Okay, it's Tim. Tim, come on up. Danny Sullivan, operating engineers. Dan, if I've ever done anything with the building trades and the operating engineers, I am not. This is treacherous for families. You got to be right there. Rob Salucci from the insulators. Charlie Walker from the sprinkler fitters. Charlie, come on up. Boy, here's Sam. 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 Curtis had his shoe. Michael Courtney's here. Michael, come on up, Michael. For multiple trades. Thank you. So, and where's my TJ? We got 2 days. I mean, you better keep it buttoned up. You better not leak anything about tomorrow, because you remember how. So the day tomorrow, this is good stuff. Come on up here. Oh, now we can formally and officially start and say good morning, everyone. Kelvin. Kelvin. We have a very important announcement to make, Philadelphia, about our housing opportunities made easy initiative or home plan. And for those of you who are familiar with it, it is the $2 billion investment in housing, the home plan. Mr. President, it is unprecedented in the history of our city, and I'm excited about it. But before any of our other stakeholders speak, you're going to hear from two other folks who are going to give you a historical perspective about this announcement. So we're going to start with our finance director, Rob DeBoe. And why Philadelphia? Because I don't know, he'll tell you how many. Rob DeBoe has worked with multiple mayors in the history of the city of Philadelphia. So he's going to give you the significance of this announcement from a municipal finance perspective. And then we're going to hear from Jesse Lawrence, our director of planning and development, who has his own years of experience with housing and planning. So give a round of applause for Rob DeBoe, our financial anchor.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Today we're announcing something that's never been done before. It's a partnership among the Parker administration, Philadelphia Building and Construction Trades Council, and the Philadelphia Housing Authority. That partnership will result in large-scale investment by the building trades into PHA affordable housing. The result of the investment will be hundreds of family-sustaining union jobs, a steady return for union pension funds, funding for PHA, and hundreds of units of affordable housing. The deal includes the investment by the trades, loan repayments by PHA, and a guarantee of the trades principal from the city. The deal is unprecedented. We have not had this type of partnership ever before in Philadelphia. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Jesse to provide more details.
Thank you, Rob. Appreciate the helpful explanation of what we're here for today. It's my pleasure to be here with this very exciting announcement, and I too thank all of you for joining us today. And while we're making this announcement today, I can assure you that the investment we're celebrating did not come together in a day or a week, a month, or even a year. In fact, Mayor Parker has been working to bring this exact type of announcement into reality since day one of her administration and her term as our city's 100th mayor. Actually, she dove in even before taking office, when she convened a very expansive transition team, bringing all the stakeholders that you see here today at the table. And I remember clearly the day in 2024 when Mayor Parker shared with me this very ambitious idea that she had in mind to leverage the strength of the building trades and forward thinking of PHA into a very powerful force by creating both housing and jobs. I was quickly also learning that there's no idea that's too ambitious for this mayor either when it comes to putting it on her housing teams to do this. And I've been learning that since day one. So from the very outset of the planning process for what we know as the Historic Home Initiative, Mayor Parker has been real clear, very clear, crystal clear, that harnessing the momentum and the potential of power of collaborative, intergovernmental, public-private partnerships, that's the key for success here today. And what many people don't realize is that the mayor convened representatives of all the trades that you see here today back in 2024 to get them on board and thinking about this exact type of scenario. What would it look like for them to invest in housing Philadelphians all need, and how such an investment would benefit their members as well. So because of Mayor Parker's forethought and close working relationships and partnerships with the trades and with PHA leadership, we now have a plan in place today. And today we'll hear more about that plan, what that plan for investment is, a plan that will bring a significant number of safe, comfortable, renovated senior housing units online in a space that not too long ago was notorious and a nightmare for the people that were there as residents. It's a plan that I graciously would love the mayor to have the opportunity to announce. So thank you everyone again, and please, Mayor, come on back to the podium to announce what we got to announce.
All right. Thank you, Jesse. Thank you, Rob. I appreciate you all giving that critical sense of perspective so that Philadelphians who are watching us here on today, they know, Mr. President, that it didn't just happen, Kelvin, with one conversation. Um, and when you affirm, Rob DeBoe, that this has never been done before, I want you to know that as mayor of the city of Philadelphia, I am only one person. That is why you hear me talking so much about intergovernmental cooperation and collaboration, local and state and federal government working together with the private sector and the philanthropic community. That's the standard operating procedure for the Parker administration. This doesn't happen in isolation. I've got to start with you, Ryan, who leads the Philadelphia Building and Construction Trades Council. We would not be here today had it not been for your leadership, for this historic announcement. And I also want to say this. We hear people say a whole lot of things about the Philadelphia building and construction trades. They talk about the numbers. They talk about the trades not being open and available for black and brown people, the economic opportunity that comes along with that living wage, that annuity and retirement security that, Philadelphians from all walks of life don't have access to this. This is a different Philadelphia building and construction trades, and they're ingrained into the fabric of the city of Philadelphia. And I want to thank you because not only does this help the trades, but these are also the men and women who are training the next generation of skilled workers in the city of Philadelphia. And to each and every one of you, I want to say that I am grateful. I now have to go to the lady who makes it happen because, again, I'm only the mayor. Yes, we convene the meeting and we have the conversations, but we have to have someone who is what I refer to as our chief air traffic controller. She is the person who connects the dots when we leave the meetings, and she makes it happen. And I wouldn't be able to stand here today to make this announcement had it not been for her very meticulous behind the scenes work that you don't see on social media. And that's my chief of staff, Tiffany Thurman.
The underboss.
Oh, Ryan Boyd just called you the underboss, Tiffany Thurman. Next, Kelvin Jeremiah. We've been residents here. We're lifelong Philadelphians. We remember multiple, and I won't name names, of leaders of the Philadelphia Housing Authority, but this is what I do want to say for the record. We have never had the kind of leader in PHA that we have in Kelvin Jeremiah, the president and CEO of the Philadelphia Housing Authority. They have been a critical partner in everything that we are doing as it relates to home and everything that we are announcing here on today. Kelvin, you have not worked in a silo. We have been partners with this. We were very clear, and the president and I were just talking about this the other day. When you heard us talk about our home program from the beginning, and we talked about the city's 30,000 units in the building of new and the preservation of existing, we also had Kelvin Jeremiah's strategic plan to do 20,000 units of housing, building of new, preservation of existing for affordable units where people are at 30% of the AMI and or lower. And Kelvin Jeremiah, you made it happen. State Senator Vincent Hughes. In Harrisburg, he doesn't have a name. In Harrisburg, his name is just Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, the intergovernmental collaboration that we do together, the City of Philadelphia, the Parker administration, and the Commonwealth, that is how we are moving forward with this agenda. More affordable housing for Philadelphians who need it now. And what we are going to announce today, and I'm excited. Where's TJ? I'm excited about tomorrow, Ryan, because we talked about that as well. That doesn't happen without state collaboration on the phone with you, your staff, just the teams. And I want you to know we're grateful. Give a round of applause to Vincent Hughes. Our direct partners here in the city of Philadelphia, led by our council president and my friend and double former colleague from the House and the council. It's meaningful to us that we have our president here today because you've always heard me refer to people are going to be very intentional about trying to pit us against each other, the executive branch versus the legislative branch. And it's true, Philadelphia, we're not a monolith. The City Council of Philadelphia is an independent body. They're independent thinkers. They have thoughts, ideas, and plans. But the goal is to have us to work together in order to make it happen so we can accomplish great things to move Philadelphia forward. And this won't happen without the president's support. So I want to thank you, Council President. Give him a round of applause. And this is important, because sometimes when you work in and I know people notice this about me, but the reason why I'm this way, because I wasn't always the mayor or the elected official. I was the staff person to get the work done. And when you've been on the ground and you've had to do the work, you know how important it is to acknowledge those people who have had a hand in making it all happen. Council Member Curtis Jones Jr., we walked and knocked on doors. We went up and down those blocks. We talked about Bridge Shalom. You saw the vision and the need for the entire package, the comprehensive approach, and understood the vision of home, building, restoring, and repairing housing for as many Philadelphians as possible. I had to remind them, Council President, you and Senator Hughes, I don't know if you remember, we had a group from the U.S. Conference of Mayors, mayors from across the nation who came here, Kelvin, when we had just worked on the agreement. They came because they wanted to see it, in action. And I want to say thank you to you, Mr. Fourth District. Thank you so much for your leadership. The next council member, who is Jim Harity, he is the chair of City Council's Committee on Labor. And I know that when you were speaking, Jesse, and when you were speaking, Rob, you were talking about the good union jobs that are going to be created. Well, if there's anyone who understands the value of and importance of a good union job, it's Council Member Harity, who not only chairs the Labor Committee, but he comes out of Local 57. That's right. All right? Give it up for Council Member Harity. And finally, she is not here, but I want these people to, if they aren't already up here, I want them to come up. Council Member Catherine Gilmore Richardson serves in a dual role, and she couldn't be here today. She had a conflict that she could not that she could not break. But I want Reverend Wanda Date Pennis to come on, Wanda Pate Dennis to come on up. She is the first chair of the first vice chair of the 52nd Ward, along with Jonathan Mason, a committee person, and Cleopatra Robinson. She's from the executive committee if she's here. Why is this important? Because Councilmember Gilmore Richardson, Council President Kenyatta Johnson, and I mean, people don't talk about it a lot, but Mayor and Council President is nice, and Council Member, but we ward leaders in the city of Philadelphia too. And so this is Council Member Catherine Gilmore Richardson's ward. So give the mighty 52nd Ward a huge round of applause. So listen, you're going to hear from Ryan Boyer and what the Philadelphia building trades are doing as it relates to supporting affordable housing in the city of Philadelphia in a very historic and unprecedented way. But the good news, Philadelphia, that all of these people standing here with me today are here for is to formally and officially announce that the Philadelphia Building Trades have committed making a $50 million investment towards the production of affordable housing in the city of Philadelphia. Thank you, Lord. Thank you.
What an elevator.
This historic investment by the building trades will go to support the redevelopment of Bridge Shalom Apartments in Winfield in partnership with the Philadelphia Housing Authority and the Parker administration. Some of you may recall that in September of 2024, that was during my first year in office, Council Member Jones, Chair Hughes, and State Representative Ronnie Green. She could not be here today, but she's a strong advocate. Give Ronnie Green a huge round of applause. This is her district. They came together, and he's no longer here, but Aaron Platt was then managing the housing portfolio for the city of Philadelphia. So Aaron Platt, wherever you are, you're not here, but we won't forget that your sweat, and give Aaron a round of applause, your sweat equity went into making this happen. We came together with PHA to support PHA's acquisition of the Bridge Shalom apartment complex, a 360 unit building for senior citizens that had fallen into terrible disrepair under private owners. And now, thanks to the leadership of the Philadelphia Building Trades, along with Kelvin Jeremiah and his amazing team at PHA, and Tiffany Thurman, Chief of Staff, they have built a strong partnership to formally and officially cement, I will say marry, Kelvin. We married the building trades, PHA and the administration together, and ain't nobody getting divorced anytime soon. So we're excited about that. 336 new units of affordable housing, all deeply affordable. Listen, all for senior citizens on fixed incomes. Ryan's going to tell you about all of the construction jobs, over 500, but you got to tell us, Ryan, what they are, because we say construction is so many different things, and Philadelphians want to know what that is. But the broader sense of what we are announcing here today, and then what we are going to be announcing tomorrow, it's about what we can do collaboratively. When we were in those conversations with the trades about this unprecedented investment in early 2024, it had never been done, so there was no blueprint. When people say, well, why couldn't you get it done sooner, Mr. President? Why did it take so long? Because there was no blueprint for anything like this. We had to create the blueprint. I now want to turn this over to the leader of the Philadelphia Building Trades again. Without him and the amazing partnership with all of the member unions who are a part of the Philadelphia Building Trades, I want you to know that this would not have happened. Give it up for Ryan Boyd.
This morning, I'm pregnant with pride. I am pregnant with pride because of the leadership in the city of Philadelphia. Sometimes the press doesn't report it, but look at the breadth and the talent of the leadership. We have a president like President Johnson to bring council together on this issue like this. We have our mayor whose talent is on display in a national level. Senator Hughes, who has the respect of all the colleagues and people like that. Curtis Jones, who he and Mayor Parker were talking about middle neighborhoods and preserving the middle class neighborhoods in Philadelphia before any of this happened. Jesse Lawrence, and an unsung hero that will call you 2 in the morning, 1 at night, pushing you. I'm like, I'm on a flight. She's like, well, you could be on a Zoom tomorrow. The underboss, Tiffany Thurman, who pushed this thing. And my colleagues at the Philadelphia Building Trades, I've never been prouder of this moment than I am now. Wayne Miller, Sam Staten, they're my elder statesmen. They're the good angels on the good shoulder, because I can be a bit impetuous, and I can definitely, I can be aggressive. And I always know when I'm doing something a little aggressive, when either Wayne called me and Sam called me, hey, Rod. Once they start with, hey, Rod, I'm done. We got Rob Salucci here. Everybody at the trades wanted to make this historic partnership from this one other man who I held off on. We don't understand we have greatness. Being someone that lived in public housing at the Richard Allen Homes, lived in affordable housing at Fairmount Manor, 606 Green Street, because we got to have, because some people get up here and they talking, but I can walk it. Thank you. And then also lived in for-profit housing, because people are going to say, well, you lived in Wallingford too. Yes, I did that too. But I'm telling you, when I lived in PHA, we were dying to get out. This stuff that Kelvin producing with washing machines and all this stuff, they don't want to get out because it's luxury with dignity. And if somebody was there, I know that we need this dignity, Kelvin. So I thank you for doing this. Birth Salon. Literally, someone boiled to death in there because they didn't have heating and cooling. Now you have members of Steam Fitters Local 420 and Local 98 doing the electrical, and Local 19 making sure that we have cooling, heating, and everything. And that the glazers and painters have the windows so that we can restore energy so people's energy bills can be there. We're changing lives here. This isn't an investment for the building trades. It's a down payment on our city's future. Wow. If we don't have affordable housing, we can't do it. This is what the building trade does. We take a lot of hits, but when there's a need, when Ronald McDonald House needed to be fixed for people that are grieving and they can't work, it was the Philadelphia building trades that stepped in. When your baby gets born premature and you have to go back to work and you can't see him, we just now donated $200,000 to the Superhero Project so you can see your kid 24 hours a day on it. Yeah. That's who we are. We build buildings that last lifetimes. And we want to build lives. Yeah. This is about lives. Yeah. It's about being a real partner. Because we can get a lot of people up here that can talk. But you know, in North Philly, we said, put your money where your mouth is. And today we put our money where our mouth is. And it's not our money. Sam doesn't have any money. Danny don't have any money. And I certainly don't have money. But our members work every hour. And they get a meager contribution to their pension fund. And as trustees of that fund, and Rob made an investable thing that we want to do over and over and over, to have a revolving loan fund so that we can create the type of affordable housing in Philadelphia that our people need and deserve, and also raise the wages so we can get so many people that don't even need affordable housing, they can get housing of any sort. Come on. Because while we have the media here, I don't apologize for our rates at the Philadelphia building trades. We want to create union upper middle class jobs. And we're unapologetic about it. Because you know why? It's 18 degrees outside. We have construction crews out there. And we're going to have a heat wave this summer. It's going to be 110. Those same construction crews are going to be out there building your future. And we love the partnership we have here with our mayor. And we're going to take this race to 30,000 seriously. Yeah. And we're going to take everything serious. Any innovation that you want to be a part of that's going to help us improve our jobs and our man hours, and it's legal to do, the Philadelphia building trades will be your partner, and Kelvin, they will be your partner. And I like the press. They try to call and say, well, he's laying off people. No, he isn't. Trump is. Come on. Trump laying them off. Because Trump didn't give him the money he needs. But everything that's getting built by the Philadelphia Housing Authority will be built by the Philadelphia building trades.
When Tiffany and I were talking, Kelvin, I said, please, I started thinking about Ms. Nellie Reynolds. I just started thinking about Asia. I started thinking about Roxanne Jones. I said, we got to hear from the people. Is Steve here? Steve Kohami? Give a round of applause for Steve, please. Thank you. Thank you so much for being here.
I don't know what the heck I'm doing here. Well, I guess I'm supposed to tell my story. It's a long story, folks. Buckle up. I'm not going to go way back that far. I am an immigrant. I was not born in the United States. I was born in Budapest, Hungary. Funny thing, I'm going to out you. Kelvin was also not born here. He was born in Grenada. So, trying to figure out what I'm supposed to say. Basically, I'm supposed to thank people for everything that they did. I want to thank the mayor for doing what she did to save that building and the people. Not everybody survived. Older people have a tendency to, I don't know, get sick and to die, and a couple people did. It's going to happen. But the mayor took steps that took care of people. And Kelvin Jeremiah, I ended up meeting him because I was urged by a group of people called Renters Justice that, hey, maybe it would be a good idea if PHA bought the building. I don't know anything about that stuff. But I went to their board meeting and I mentioned that, hey, a lot of people are not going to survive if that building isn't saved. And Kelvin stepped up and he said, you know, we're talking about buying that building. So now we have a joke between us that I owe him $24 million. Please don't hold your breath.
You do?
Yes, I think I do. It's my fault, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And I don't know if I'm going to be able to pay that money back. I think I need to win the lottery or something. But in any event, I am extremely grateful for him stepping up and the mayor, because I don't think he would have been able to do it without the mayor. Okay. And taking care of those people. Because there's a lot of people that, you guys have a tendency, myself included, to forget that we're all going to get old. And this is one of the things I really like about Mayor Parker. I don't know her. And this is the first time I've actually shaken her hand, I think. So, but thank you for that. She actually does care about older people. My understanding of her history is that you were raised by your grandmother or something. Ooh, hey, I got it right. That may be the last thing I get right today. And likewise with Kelvin. Kelvin, your mom is still alive, right? Absolutely. Yeah. So these are two people that actually know what it is to get old. You know, I look out here, and a lot of you are really young, so you have no clue. In fact, you avoid old people. You know, I step in the elevator, and in my current building, which again, Kelvin, thank you so much for getting me where I am. I love my new building. I live right on the river, and I look out the window, and I see Manayunk. So I'm not really in the city of Philadelphia anymore, but sorry about that. But it's really cool. Let me tell you, you guys got to come and see me.
Thank you.
No, thank you. Because that would not have been possible without you. But anyway, all right, maybe I should wrap it up. Yes. Oh, yeah. Okay. Thank you. All right. Can I go?
Yeah, thank you, Steve. That's good. Thank you. Give Steve a round of applause. Thank you, Kelvin, for identifying someone for us who could speak. I want you now to hear. Now, Kelvin, I've got to tell you this. We were just having a conversation with a gentleman from New York.
Please don't.
And it's just funny, Mr. President. This was you never know who you're gonna meet and who you're going to connect with. We're talking to someone we're trying to poach, who is in New York City. And Vanessa and Tiffany started going through his history. He said, well, you know, I used to live in Philadelphia. I said, you lived in Philadelphia? He said, yes, my wife used to work for the Philadelphia Housing Authority. So I thought to myself, oh, I'm going to get all the tea on him now. But Kelvin, he talked about your amazing leadership, the work that his wife did, and quite frankly, the transformational thinking to lead PHA in a way that it has never been led before in the history of our city. Give it up for Kelvin Jeremiah. So much.
I appreciate it.
Good morning, everyone. So first and foremost, let me just thank the extraordinary leadership of a phenomenal mayor, Cheryl Parker. Thank you.
Thank you, President.
So we're here to announce this $50 million investment by the building and construction trades. But this work started, as the mayor mentioned, many moons ago. And we wouldn't have gotten here for it not the work that you've done and the extraordinary leadership that was lent to this process by Ryan Boyer. Ryan,
Yes,
thank
yes.
you. I know that there may be some who think that we are not friends. We're actually friends. I am an innocent boy from the islands, and
Oh,
and
innocent, yes, innocent.
I am from the islands, and I know, I know all too well that investment like this really does not happen, but for the folks who you see standing here. So please join me in giving a real congratulations and thank you to the Building and Construction
Yes.
Trade Council. Now, Mr. Chairman, Vincent Hughes, someone asked me last week, do you ever talk to Vincent Hughes? And I said, maybe more than he would like to. I speak to this guy virtually every week, sometimes 2 or 3 times a week. And he was one of those folks who came to me and said that I needed to explore the ownership acquisition of Birch Shalom. And he has stayed very close to this project. He has supported PHA in and out of time. He continues to provide real money, and he committed $2 million that I fully intend to collect on. So that $24 million that the residents owe PHA, Vincent Hughes is going to be paying down $2 million of that. And so I'm going to thank you in advance, sir, for all the great work that you do, for your partnership, and for your willingness to invest in Philadelphia in a real way. And then there is Curtis Jones, who I think I've never seen. Forget the fact that he has a football team that doesn't often win. Um, and he has nothing to say about that because we have a deal. I think the first time I saw Curtis cry was when we announced the acquisition of Berchelot. He noted then that this was, in all of his career, this was probably the most important achievement. And I want to thank you.
Yes, yes. You made us go through it all.
You made that possible at a time when I wasn't looking to acquire a building like this that I had to invest money in. When we completed the physical needs assessment, I called him and I said, I want to give it back.
Wow.
And then I said to the mayor, $8 million. I thought we were going to spend about 18 million.
Wow.
It turns out, ladies and gentlemen, that PHA is going to be doing a gut rehab of this facility to preserve it. We're investing $99.6 million to bring it back virtual. And we're doing that in partnership with BCTC, who, as the mayor announced, will be investing $50 million backed by the city. When I say that this hasn't ever happened before, usually I'm paying out money to BCTC for labor. I'm negotiating collective bargaining agreements. Because I'm an innocent boy from the islands, they take advantage of me.
Oh, Wayne,
Often, right? But this time, ladies and gentlemen, we were able to reach an agreement where BCTC will be investing $50 million to bring back Barcelona, an investment like no other. And so again, I want to thank them for that investment. So PHA acquired Barcelona, and we intended to keep it as low income, affordable housing for the most vulnerable Philadelphians. Folks who are 55 and above, folks who are seniors on fixed income, low income, who deserve, in my view, to to age in place and to live with respect and dignity. And so that's what we're doing at Birch Shalom. The rehab, as I mentioned, is a gut rehab. It's extensive. I was shocked and dismayed by the conditions that the remaining residents at Birchland, some 114, were living under. Bill and Steve, thank you for your commitment. Thank you for being advocates. Thank you for coming to the PHA board meeting on that fateful day. Thank you for working with me to help with the relocation. I know that was a difficult transition, but we were able to relocate all 114 residents.
Wow.
And they are now living in some of the best apartments across the city. So thank you for that. So on behalf of the Philadelphia Housing Authority, ladies and gentlemen, I want to express again my deepest gratitude to the leadership that you see behind me, especially to the folks in council as well. Council President Kenyatta Johnson. I'm going to stop text you as much as I do. I'm going to stop provide all of those advice that you unsolicited, all of the unsolicited advice I provide. I'm actually going to bill you for it. But thank you for your commitment to housing. We're going to be. There will be a significant announcement, I think, in the coming months of the work that we intend to do in your district, and so I'm really excited.
Good stuff, Mr. President.
I'm really excited about that. And let me just take another opportunity to say that this is an intergovernmental collaboration. The mayor emphasized this when she took office. We worked collaboratively. This is not a PHA deal.
Come on.
This is a PHA, city-led, BCTC that bringing together private investment like we haven't seen it before. The extent to which BCTC has come out of pocket, and we're working on some other things. This is only the part A. As I said, I'm an innocent boy from the island, so I'm not making any announcement or promises. But I want to say again to BCTC and to the leadership that you see here, we have some extraordinary leaders in the city committed to doing incredible work. And there are folks who talk about issues,
Come on.
what the mayor calls performative outrage. But she is one that I think is actually doing the hard work. She was committed to this project. When she called me in and said, Kelvin, can you help? I hesitated because I was dealing with some other issues with the unions. I didn't think that they would want me across the table. But Ryan welcomed my participation, and we were able to deliver for her this announcement. And so, Mayor, congratulations. Congratulations to Jesse and the team that you worked with. And thank you for willing to work with us. Thank you for all of the engagement that you've had with PHA. Together, we are changing Philadelphia's future for the better. Thank you.
Kelvin, just tell the public, if you will, the model. What did I see that I was like, I want this? What was it?
So the mayor had an opportunity to see one of our newest developments in Port Richmond, where we acquired market rate units that was quote unquote affordable luxury, part of the Philadelphia model. What we're doing, ladies and gentlemen, and what this mayor and council is championing is building balanced communities where anyone, regardless of income, would choose to live and not housing of last resort.
It's not the public housing of the old.
So the housing that Ryan and the mayor have described, this is not in any ways your grandmother's public housing.
That's right.
And so I thank you again, Mayor, for that recognition.
Thank you so much, Calvin. Thank you for your leadership. Thank you. Now I want to introduce to you, now again, when I first introduced the home plan, you all would know it had a menu of options, a plethora of programs that we had worked through and supported, existing programs that were successful, but the creation of a whole lot of programs that were never in existence here. And while we have some communication and we may agree to disagree on some issues, when I first shared with the council president what I was going to propose with the home plan, he didn't shudder when we realized it was $2 million. He understood the need, and we were partners. Partners. $2 billion, not $2 million, $2 billion. He didn't get nervous. Philadelphia. He said, no, It calls for it right now. So I want you to give a super huge round of applause for our legislative leader. I also want to affirm that Councilmember Gaultier, Councilmember Landau, and another, who's that standing next to you, Councilmember? Is another member? Councilmember Gaultier and Landau, please give, and Councilmember Bass is coming in right now. Council President.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Well, it's truly an honor and a privilege to be here, and I just want to say, promises made and promises kept. Let's give our mayor a real big round of applause first and foremost. As the city council president, I have the distinct honor of leading 16 hard-working council members to move the city of Philadelphia forward, but also as a district council member, representing the second councilmatic district. I represent the Flyers, the Sixers again, Phillies, Eagles, Navy Yard, Airport, Port, Avenue of the Arts, but also the work that I enjoy doing is providing housing for those most in need, and that's our seniors. And so for this particular project, I want to say hats off to our building trades leader, Mr. Ryan Boyd. Please give him a round of applause. And I'll tell you why I say that. I've worked in a variety of different capacities when it comes to doing development throughout the second councilmatic district, and I've seen these deals done primarily on private market rate development projects. We're talking about most of the major towers you may see throughout the city of Philadelphia may come from a partnership with the building trade to help their private developer build market rate housing, which is great. But for me, this is the type of work that helps individuals, those most in need, which is our seniors who deserve the opportunity to live out the twilight of their lives in dignity. But I want
Yes, thank you. Thank you for that.
I also want to talk about courage under fire. And I remember when some advocates came to city council fighting on this issue regarding Beth Shalom. And I remember calling Kurt one morning and saying, you know what? I'm going to get the Attorney General to sue the developer.
Wow.
Because it was a miscarriage of justice of how these people were living and how these developers were taking advantage of these individuals. He said, well, hold up, CP, I'm working on something. And then I remember him doing a call to action to all council members. Now, this is something that's unprecedented. Because in the past, a lot of times we work in silos. That's the fourth councilmatic district. So we'll let that district council member deal with the issue on his own. But he did a call to action to all council members, invited members to come out and look at the conditions of Beth Shalom, and stayed on this case to how we got here today. And so I'm going to ask everyone, could we give Councilman Curtis Jones a round of applause? You know, when we do this work, a lot of people get caught up into the politics of it. And I'm always reminding people to talk about our why.
Come on.
Why are you doing this work when you get up every single day? And for me, the members of council and our mayor and all the partners you see who are up here, it's about improving the quality of life for those most in need. People who really want to make sure that when they come to City Hall, you're fighting and advocating on their behalf. And to Kelvin, listen, I'm Ivy League educated, got an undergraduate degree in criminal justice, a dual minors in philosophy and sociology from Mansfield University, master's degree in government administration and public finance from the University of Pennsylvania, Bell School of Government, certificate at Harvard Business School and nonprofit leadership and board management. Humble beginnings, though. Family comes from Martin Luther King Housing Project in South Philadelphia.
Come on.
And so,
where's Anton? He's every South Philly.
I never forget where I come
South
from,
Philly somewhere.
right? And I really appreciate the work that you are doing to help people have a path to become homeowners. Most people think when you talk about PHA, Madam Mayor, they think you're talking about just renting forever.
That's right.
He has a path to homeownership.
That's right.
He has a workforce program that also helps people contribute toward our economy by being productive members of our city. So to Kelvin, you continue to keep up the good work. I know you always got your hands in all of our pockets, and that's okay. And I want to acknowledge also our chairman over there who's been supportive of me from day one,
Yes.
our state senator, Vincent Hughes. I remember this is part B. I was there for part A. When he gave a call to action to make sure we continue fighting in Harrisburg around PFHA financing funding, right? For these type of projects. And actually you said that should be the next fight to make sure we have as much financing to do these types of projects as possible. So with that being said, thank you very much, Madam Mayor. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. President. Council President Kenyatta Johnson laid it out the most. His council district that he represents, this crisis started there. He initiated the call to action. He was the one who said, you have to go see it, and the city has to respond. You were the chief connector in the beginning. All of those mayors from across the country coming to talk with you and State Senator Hughes about what it is that you did and how you connected local and state government. Give it up for Mr. 4th District Councilmember Curtis Jones.
I'm here with, I'm not pregnant with gratitude, but I'm close. Real quick, and I won't take long. 3 mayors ago, this started. And it started with a evacuation of Birchalon because the electric went out, no lights, no air conditioning, everything went out. And over 250 residents had to be evacuated out of that building. Some of them on walkers, some of them only using the lights from their cell phones to walk down steps. That was the beginning. We got it duct taped and done, Mr. President, and we came back and we realized the conditions were horrible. That people who were veterans, people who were disabled should not live the 4th quarter of their life that way. We stood, and I thank my colleagues who were going up there with me. We walked up there and we stood in front of a vacant apartment that had crime tape on it. And we were wondering, well, what happened here? A lady boiled to death. They found her 3 days later, partially consumed by rodents and other things. Who should die that way? And when we walked through, all of us were changed forever. I reached out to my mayor, I reached out to my senator, I reached out to Kelvin, and we pulled together a team and said, we got to do something about this. This could have been the worst day of my career. You turned it into the best day of my career because we saved 300 people.
Councilmember Jones, can you mention the council president talked about the attorney general, the people, the owners? What happened there?
So we went to settlement and the owners went to jail. We went to settlement and the owners went to jail because this could have been citywide everywhere. There are models of this all around in every district. We have to, and we have to have broader partnerships because PHA can't bail us out. The unions can't bail us out every time. So we have to go in on the front end with equitable construction of development citywide because they take advantage of us. This was right out of a Sopranos episode. They buy the property, they over leverage it, take 35 million out, and have no intentions whatsoever of making improvements. And when I tell you this could have been the worst day, it couldn't, but it's the best day because of all of you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that perspective. We were very intentional here today in affirming that the closer today is the chair of the Appropriations Committee in the Pennsylvania Senate. He's the man we call about when we get ready to talk about tomorrow, Mr. President. He and Chairman Harris on the House side, we can't move forward in getting anything done without them. And he's my anchor, State Senator, Mr. Chairman Vincent Hughes.
Kelvin, is 2 million? I thought it was 1 million.
It's actually three.
It's actually 3. Okay, all right. There's a negotiation that just occurred right there. First, thank you, Madam Mayor. I think having been in many of these conversations, and he is a very good friend of mine, but his leadership in this effort to make sure that we never walked away from this or didn't get consumed by other issues and other problems, which is the reality of our life, the reality of our work. I think it all goes to Curtis Jones. He and I have worked on many issues over the years. His tenacity on trying to get this done and trying to come to a resolve was impressive and better than so many other projects that I've seen him perform in. Because of the Council President, the magnitude of this problem. Because this is not a West Philly Winfield issue. This is a national problem. All right, that requires national attention, but as Kelvin demonstrated, local action under the leadership of the mayor. The friends that we have with our building and trades is significant. All people coming together to solve a problem. And building more units, creating more housing opportunities is what this is about. It's responding to an immediate issue, but setting the table so that we can utilize models to do more.
Yes.
Rising tide lifts all boats.
Come on, come on.
A rising tide lifts all boats. Everybody benefits from this. Wayne Miller whispered in my ear a few minutes ago when we were talking about this. Not just doing this helps not just those folks in that particular income structure, Madam Mayor, but it lifts the broader community up as well.
Yes, yes.
You notice if you know that neighborhood, if you know that community, it's a huge mixture of, what is it, Kurt? It's 400 units that are under construction right now, right around the corner from there, all right? Market rate.
Wow.
Market rate. So that's why we have to make this investment. That's why we have to do what it is that we're doing. That's why, because if there's any single issue that is more intractable, it is the issue of housing. Not just for those at the lower rung of the housing economic ladder, but everyone up and down. And not to go far back to Harrisburg, Council President Johnson, but even my rural colleagues know that that's the most difficult issue that they've got to deal with. Rural too. So you didn't even tell me I was going to speak, okay? So this is all your fault, all right? And now I got to get out of here and call my folks in Harrisburg and tell them Kelvin says 3 million, not 1 million. All right?
Yeah.
All right.
Ronnie Green.
Ronnie Green, new to West Philly, okay? New to West Philly, but picked it up right away. And has been tenacious in all of this as well. All of our colleagues. So family, thank you so very much. Private sector, time for you to get in the game. Okay? Time to get in the game. Time to get in the game. And I'm calling them out not as enemies, but as friends. Okay? Because you see what we pulled together here. You see what the mayor has pulled together here. Partnership, council president, partnership, Ryan and Trace, partnership, Kelvin, partnership. Everybody working together to achieve this very significant, important issue. Housing. Housing. Dignity. Progress.
Dignity for all.
Housing. Dignity for all. Madam Mayor, I ain't the closer, you the closer. Right?
So listen, we're going to take some questions, but there's some people who have to go already. We need to take a photo together, and because I'm looking at the folks, Marco, we're gonna do it. We're gonna take some questions, but there's some people who have other meetings and they have to leave. Okay, so give us a second. Come forward, Mr. President. Wayne, team, come on. Anna, Miguel, Marco. Okay, so we're going straight. Anna, Rob DeVoe, come up. Kelvin Jeremiah is here.
Why are you hiding back here? Come on up.
Yes?
It's 15 years at 4.5%.
Good question. Good question, Anna.
So we expect to start construction in the fourth quarter of this year, and it generally will take about 20 months for it to be fully completed.
Kelvin, just for the record, you were saying something about, and Council Member Jones mentioned this, some of the apartments where the residents were relocated to. I just want you to just quickly talk about the quality of those.
So what we inherited was a building that was in severe disrepair. Councilmember Jones mentioned $35 million that was taken out as capital that was supposed to go back into that building. That didn't really happen. And so the conditions were just deplorable, from insect and rodent infestation to leaking sewage. The conditions, no one, and certainly no senior, should leave like this. And so what's going to come now would be high quality units where anyone, as I mentioned, would choose to live. It's an open floor plan. We've shared that with some of the seniors who once lived there. They appreciate the work. It's going to be all one and two bedroom units for low income seniors, and I think they are deserving of that. And in addition to the residential components, there will be a host of amenities, including a healthcare center, kitchenware that affords folks the opportunity, seniors the opportunity to get food and medical care. So we're really excited for what is to come at Berkshire.
Yes, Miguel? Is the council president, Demetrius, is the council president still outside? So you're asking, Miguel, finish your question. So first, let me just say, Philadelphia, when I came up with the concept of the home plan, I said 2 million before, but a $2 billion Miguel investment in housing in the city of Philadelphia, unprecedented, had never been done before. You heard me affirm that council president didn't blink. He didn't flutter. It was necessary with all of the buckets. While we had some negotiating to do along the way, I want to just publicly affirm that Council President Kenyatta Johnson has been a supporter of home from the very beginning. They are our partners, and I think it's Council's first session on Thursday. First session back is on Thursday, and so we continue to talk and continue to communicate. But if the question is, have we built consensus? We do, because we've got to get to yes, because the sense of urgency between today, Chairman Hughes, and the announcement that we're going to make tomorrow. It's about what you just described. How do we get to 30,000? That's how do we get there? And we're working together in order to make it happen. So yes, we're working together. We're building consensus, and council is committed to housing and supporting the $2 billion home plan that I introduced. And I'm really proud of it, Philadelphia. Marco.
So first and foremost, let me just remind everyone that we are working in tandem with the city. PHA's plan has been incorporated into the city's plan. It's one plan. So that's important to note. So yes, it will be counted. This is part of the mayor's preservation transaction. It will be part of PHA's preservation as well.
And you know, Kelvin, thank you for getting that on the record. It's really interesting, Kelvin, as we've been having this conversation about housing, when we introduced the home plan, both Rob and Jesse Lawrence talked about the table that we set in order to get here. And I remember that meeting. Kelvin Jeremiah, head of PHA. It's the GBCA, it's the BIA, it's the building trades. And I remember people saying, "You're putting all of those people together at the table and in the room at the same time, Wayne? How is everybody going to get together?" We were all at the table together, and that's how we're getting there. So when you hear us talk about PHA's plan, 20,000 units, building of new, preservation of existing, all of that is a part of the work that we are doing. So does the 30,000. Now this is why when we first rolled it out, we were trying to be very transparent about the number. So if you add the 30 and the 20 Philadelphia, you're not counting no 20 in, that's 50,000 units of housing. And this law is 50,000. So I don't want anybody to think that we're trying to game the system, that we're really only talking about 10 because we're counting just so, no, but we're working together in partnership in order to get it done. So it's no divide and conquer. It's important, Philadelphia, and I especially would get frustrated, Kelvin. I would get frustrated throughout this process, Chairman Hughes, for people who attempted to publicly affirm that I, as mayor, and the Parker administration, and the $2 billion home plan that my administration introduced, that we were not focused on Philadelphians who are some of our most vulnerable citizens, when they in fact are a significant part of the home program. But I love the way you described it, Chairman Hughes. When we talk about a housing crisis in the city of Philadelphia, it's not just for any one particular constituency. We're trying to work to end street homelessness. We're trying to help to, support and house seniors who need affordable housing. And then we have Philadelphians, I refer to it as workforce housing, who go to work every day and are still struggling to make ends meet. And they too want to own one day. Right? So what is this all about? It's about putting Philadelphians on a path to self-sufficiency. That's our solution to the housing crisis in Philadelphia. When you hear about what we are going to introduce tomorrow in partnership with the building trades, Wayne, if we get this done at the scale that we're talking about getting done, because when we do it, Senator Hughes, when we talk about it, there's somebody somewhere who's going to say, well, this has never been done before in the city of Philadelphia. Oh, you're never going to be able to accomplish this. We don't know until we try. And we're trying to address a crisis. I'm personally on a mission to save Philly row homes now. We're trying to address our housing crisis and do it for Philadelphians from all walks of life, in partnership with my good friend, our legislative leader, Council President Kenyatta Johnson, and all members of council. One more. Yes. Well, he'll talk to Anna. Okay. Yes. Rob DeVoe, she's talking about the financing. So it's the $50 million invested from the building and construction trades. But Rob DeVoe, our finance director, he will explain to you how it will work.
Sure, yeah. So the building trades will lend $50 million to PHA. PHA will then repay it over 15 years with 4.5% interest. The city will guarantee those payments.
And I want to put it in a little bit more perspective, Rob. Another thing that we have been talking about, Philadelphia, I want you to think about our former mayor, Ed Rendell, who in the 1990s, with a very creative idea, found a way to work in partnership with PIDC. I think Bill Hankowski was the leader of PIDC. And they found a way to build public and private partnerships working with federal, state, and local government. I remind people about that. That was intergovernmental cooperation and planning with PIDC and the private sector. And they all came together to address economic development and housing and tourism here in the city of Philadelphia. And it's when we saw life breathe back into the center core of our city. We got the hotels during that time. I want you to think about our work now being infused into the area of housing, right? The same thing we did for economic development in the city during that time with hospitality and tourism. Those are the kind of investments you're seeing us work to put collaborations and partnerships together so that we can address the housing crisis as one Philly. Thank you all so very much for your time. We greatly appreciate it.